Hello everyone, I'm Teacher Go. Today, we'll continue discussing marketing. Today's topic is the consumer market in marketing. This section mainly covers three topics. First is the meaning of the consumer market. Second, I'll talk about the characteristics of the consumer market. Third, I'll discuss the buyers in the consumer market. Let's start with the meaning of the consumer market. What is the consumer market? Let's look at this definition. The consumer market refers to all individuals and families who purchase products and services to satisfy personal consumption, forming a market. That is to say, in this consumer market, the main components are individuals and families. These two are the main elements and basic units comprising the consumer market. Now, let's consider that consumption for living is the endpoint of product and service circulation. Hence, this consumer market also becomes the market for final products. What does this mean? It means that for individuals and families, the consumer market they form has a primary focus on consumption for living. When products reach consumers, generally speaking, it marks the final stage of market circulation and forms our final product market. Thus, it constitutes the endpoint market for our products. Let's look further into the system of the consumer market. The consumer market is the foundation of the market system. That is to say, within this system, there are many markets comprising the market system. And the consumer market is the foundation of this market system. It also plays a decisive role in the market, being the primary object of study in modern marketing theory. This means that the consumer market within our studied market system is our main object of study. We study many other derivative markets based on the premise and foundation of the consumer market. It is from the consumer market that many other diverse markets are derived. Various types of markets, as mentioned in this statement, are the primary object of study in modern marketing theory and are the foundation of this market system. Okay, there are several characteristics. The consumer market has several characteristics. First is its dispersion. Second is its diversity. Third is its variability. Fourth is its substitutability. Fifth, we talk about its non-professionalism. These 5 characteristics are the most important features of the consumer market. We'll take a look at these one by one at a time. First, we'll talk about its dispersion. From the perspective of transaction scale and methods, the consumer market has numerous buyers, extremely many. With China's population of 1.4 billion, there are 1.4 billion purchasers. The world has a population of over 7 billion, meaning there are over 7 billion purchasers. Therefore, from this angle, the consumer market sees an extremely large number of transactions. If we go back to the very first definition, there are both individual and family unit consumers. And many individuals, several individuals form a family, and the family, as a unit of consumption, also represents numerous consumptions in this market. Such buyers contribute to the market's dispersion, meaning that each buyer is dispersed and does not form a concentrated force. The frequency of transactions is high, which, as students, you should have a very personal feeling of. This gives you a very direct experience of the concept. For example, when you shop on Taobao, you might shop dozens of times in a month, 15 times, quite frequently, but the quantity of transactions, as we'll see, is very sporadic. Today, you might only buy something with free shipping for 9.9 yuan. Tomorrow, you might buy a larger item, something worth 1,000 or 2, like a phone. Overall, the transaction amounts are very sporadic, very dispersed, and not becoming a bulk consumption, a bulk purchase, and most products and services go through Taobao, actually the biggest intermediary. We see some sellers saying, we eliminate the middleman, no middleman, preventing middlemen from making a profit. There are also some vulgar videos on Taobao saying things like, Our apples sell for only 0.5 yuan per gin at our place of origin. It's those middlemen, those bad guys who take them away and then sell them to you for several yuan. Look at that little yellow bike in the bottom left corner. Actually, you don't realize Taobao is the biggest middleman. Saying things like, and in the end saying, to facilitate consumer purchases. From this perspective, it is a business aimed at the consumer market. For these businesses, it's crucial to pay special attention to the selection, design, and management of distribution channels. Why? Because these are final consumer goods. If you, as a business targeting consumers, make an unfavorable choice in distribution channels in terms of design and management, and fail to meet the needs of the final consumers, it's very likely to result in marketing failure. Marketing failure will directly affect the company's performance. The second point is variability. The consumer market is not highly technical. No matter how strong a consumer you are, even if you are a professor at a university, you are only professional in your specific field. For example, if you are a chemical engineering professor, you might be professional when buying shampoo. But when it comes to daily life, you can't only buy shampoo. When you buy rice, you are not professional. In summary, for the consumer market, consumers' technical proficiency is not strong. It's only possible in certain areas. This aligns with the characteristic mentioned earlier, due to dispersion and sporadic nature, leading to the impossibility of being professional. In all consumer goods, this is a very prominent characteristic. There are many similar products in the consumer market you may face. Let's take shampoo as an example. There are various brands, which I won't name here. Consumers have a lot of choices, with varying demands. The choices are incredibly vast. Taking mobile phones as an example, there are many popular mobile phones on the market. In China, we have Huawei. Huawei also has a sub-brand called Honor, as well as Vivo and Xiaomi. There are a lot of products, including a multitude of niche brands, and with shifting demands, you might prefer Huawei today, and tomorrow you might want to buy an iPhone. Of course, you might not switch that frequently. I'm just giving an example. Maybe this is a characteristic of consumers. Their interests and preferences can shift very quickly. This year or next, you might like a certain style of clothes. Just as we jokingly say in class, a woman's wardrobe is always one piece short. This example illustrates the characteristic of changing demands. Next, let's talk about substitutability. There's a wide variety of consumer products, and different products can often substitute for each other. This is a significant difference from the organizational market, which we'll discuss later. Organizational market and substitutability. When you go shopping for household essentials, like rice, flour, and oil. For instance, oil comes in various types. Its substitutability is very strong. Corn oil, rapeseed oil, and peanut oil. There are all sorts. Luhua is especially good for peanut oil, but Jinlongju quickly follows suit, and so does Fulinmen. This shows that such products have strong substitutability. If you buy Luhua, it has that taste. If you buy Jinlongju, actually, it also has that taste. So now, to avoid this substitutability, Luhua has introduced high oleic acid, which is their way to avoid sales declines due to substitutability in the market. From another perspective, it also illustrates a point about the consumer market, the strong substitutability of their products. Actually, if Luhua introduces high oleic acid today, next time, Arawana brand Jinlongju will immediately come out with something similar. This is what businesses have to do. When facing the consumer market, they must adapt to these changes. Students, let's move on to the next characteristic, which is non-professionalism. Non-professionalism refers to the spontaneity and impulsiveness in purchasing behavior. You might have similar experiences. Seeing something that looks good today, and making an impulsive purchase. After buying it and using it a couple of times, you might feel it's not that great, and eventually just set it aside, letting it collect dust. It gets neglected. Also, being highly influenced by advertisements is something you can reflect on. Many products you buy are subtly influenced by some form of advertising. For example, you might think Huawei phones are particularly good, firstly because of their reputation. But on the other hand, you are also influenced by their pervasive advertising. You are swayed by their extensive ads. Now, let's talk about consumer purchasing objects. Based on our purchasing habits, we can categorize them into what? We have convenience goods, shopping goods, unsought goods, and specialty goods. Let's discuss these. What are convenience goods? Daily necessities. In this category, we often refer to daily necessities as convenience goods. For example, our tissue paper, toilet paper, and various household items, like pots, pans, ladles, and spoons. These, including rice, flour, and oil, are all commonly used daily necessities. These are convenience goods. What is their characteristic? The characteristic is that, when buying these items, you don't need to spend a lot of time comparing prices. For example, when buying rice, once you enter the supermarket, you'll notice that as long as the quality of the rice is similar, the prices are generally the same. Basically, you pick it up, weigh it, and then leave. Because the quality is similar, you don't need to spend much effort thinking about it. The second category is shopping goods. These are priced higher than convenience or daily goods. You need to spend more time comparing similar products to decide whether to buy them or not. You must compare them. Only then can you make a purchase decision. Next, we have specialty goods. These have a characteristic that, before buying, we, as consumers, have a certain understanding of the product. That is, by this time, you have already done your homework and are ready to make a purchase. For example, our jewelry, antiques, and coins, as well as previously mentioned Bitcoin. These things are similar in nature. Also, mahogany furniture, rosewood furniture. These items, before you purchase them, actually, you have accumulated a lot of knowledge. Only then will you make a purchase. That is to say, this easily forms a community of enthusiasts, such as those interested in antiques and coin collectors, collecting coins. Next, we talk about unsought goods. These are products people are either unaware of or, even if they are aware, have no intention to buy. This is what we discuss in microeconomics. What constitutes consumption, willingness, and ability? In this context, there is a factor of having the ability to purchase, or simply not wanting to at all, meaning there's no demand. Often mentioned, for instance, insurance. In China, although the acceptance of insurance among the general population is gradually increasing, the level of acceptance, or the willingness of people to voluntarily buy, without being marketed to, but out of their own initiative, is still somewhat low. For example, our life insurance. Now you can conduct a small-scale survey, and you will find that Chinese consumers who actively purchase life insurance are particularly few. It's very few indeed. And for some innovative products, everyone knows the fear of being taken advantage of, so generally, they let others try them first. Only after it seems safe they will buy. Students, let's continue. Based on the durability of goods, we can categorize goods into durable goods and non-durable goods. What are non-durable goods? These are used a few times, or just once, and then they're gone, no longer usable. Like the toilet paper you buy for your house. You use it once, and then it's discarded. So, it's a non-durable good. But it's something you need to purchase frequently. You almost always need to keep it stocked at home, buying one roll after another. Hence, these items are termed non-durable goods. Durable goods, on the other hand, can be used many times, and have a very long lifespan. They have a very long lifespan. For example, the kitchen knife in your home. Buying a kitchen knife that lasts over a decade, still usable after sharpening. A single knife for over 10 years. You can keep using it. So this is called a durable good. And when buying such goods, we tend to be more cautious in our decision making, like with a washing machine for the home, knowing we might use it for over a decade. So you will be very careful at that time. If it breaks after just a few uses, usually, you would be quite concerned. If the quality of the product is poor, I wouldn't buy it. So, regarding durable goods, everyone tends to be more cautious when making purchase decisions. Students, let's summarize this lesson. Today, we mainly discussed three things. First, the meaning of the consumer market. Second, the characteristics of the consumer market. Third, the characteristics of some purchasing objects in the consumer market. Then, through these, we can derive some marketing concepts, which we will discuss in future lessons. Then, with these, we can derive some marketing concepts, which we will cover in later courses. Thank you, everyone. That's all for this lesson, students.